Now I can see.
Okay, well, Joan, you have your camera on, so I'm going to be prejudiced and let the person who's turned their camera on go first. What have you got this evening?
Well,
What have you got?
you had a rule. You were going to get on the other women who turn their cameras on,
Yeah, yeah, that's
but you
true.
left out.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Leslie,
great.
Well,
Leslie, you are letting the rest of us down.
all right. So, Joan, you have a question for us to get started this evening?
Yes, I do. It's something you discussed previously, and I took notes, but at that point it didn't affect me, and now it does in a minor way. Our daughter has a fancy camcorder that records in WMV mode.
Yes.
When she posts them on Facebook, we can all, my husband and I can both open them. When she sends them to me to as a test by email, I cannot. So I tried Flip Player 3.1 and VLC Media Player. You had talked about both of those.
Yes.
But I got nowheres because the Flip Player just disappeared and the VLC gave me about 10 choices and I wasn't sure which one.
Okay. All right. The VLC is going to be the one you want to look at. So her question is, and I should have been typing this, how to view WMV files. All right. Really is what it is. And what that means is it's a video file, a different type of video file. By the way, am I echoing with anybody this evening so far? Okay.
No.
Audio's good? All right. So Joan is asking, how do I open, some people are sending me these video files and I can't open them because they were made on a Windows machine and I have a Mac. So what she needs, and we've talked about this before, is our good friend VLC. And I equate the VLC program to the Swiss Army knife of video players that opens almost every kind of video. So the confusion is when Joan goes to the website, which version of VLC does she download? There's Windows version, there's Mac version, there's Linux version. So when you go to, first let me back up and just do a Google search for VLC. So if I do a Google search for the letters VLC, I get lots of different hits. Videoland.org is the one that you want to go to. And for anybody that's thinks I'm going a little bit fast, I do record this, and so I post it up on the web, and you can look at the previous town halls in my website and go back and go a little bit slower through the video if you want. But I'm going to choose the very first one here, and that gets me to here. Now notice this one says download VLC, and it's version 2.05 for Mac OS X. So when you click that and you download it, it's going to put it, and this is very confusing for a lot of people, it's going to put it into the downloads folder. So the easiest way to get to the downloads folder is to click on this little icon in the top right hand corner of Safari where the arrow is pointing downward. If you have a modern operating system like 10.7 or 10.8 and Safari is up to date, you click on that and then it shows you what things have just recently been downloaded. I just downloaded an application earlier today called Reflector. If that had been VLC, Joan, then I would need to double click that. Then it would open up to the installer. So now it's opening up, and this could just as easily be VLC. And that gets me to a window here that is trying to tell me to move the application into the applications folder. Now once I've done that, it's now in the applications folder. So I'm going to go click on the left hand side and I see all these different applications that I have, one of which is going to be VLC. And I bet I do have VLC on this computer. I sure do. Right there it is. Now I have the choice. So I'm going to close out of here. I've got a video here that somebody sent me earlier today about their Mac being really sad. And in this case, it's a .mov file. If I were to double click that, QuickTime should handle it. But let's pretend for a moment that it's a .wmv file. If it's a .wmv file, I double click it. QuickTime's going to go, what in the heck are you trying to open? We don't understand that. So what you have to do is you do a right click. Now if you do a right click, and for those of you who don't know what a right click is, if you don't have a mouse that has right click or right click is turned off, you could just as easily hold the control key down on your keyboard, click that file, and you get the same menu here. Once that happens, then you can go down and you say open with, and then it gives you all the different choices. So I would be willing to bet, Joan, if you got VLC onto your computer in the applications folder, it would show up in this list, and from there you could choose VLC, and VLC would open it. How does that sound so far, Joan?
Could you take over my screen?
Yeah. All right, let's jump over, and we're going to.
You know, I'm the first one to update, but I'm the last one to download.
Okay. All right. Well, let's take a look at it. We're going to jump over. You should see share my screen. All right. So allow that. And first thing I'd like you to do is go to the top left-hand corner where the go to meeting window. Yeah. And minimize. We don't want to quit go to meeting. In the web browser that we're all looking at right now in Safari, go to one of the three buttons, the three circular buttons on the left-hand corner, and click the middle one. There you go. I can never explain this. It's the top three buttons. There you go. And click there and minimize that. Right. Thank you. You could have closed it as well, but all right. Now we're looking at just your desktop. Take us to where we need to be. You said you think you've downloaded or you haven't downloaded it yet?
I didn't know. I did work with Flip Player 3.1.
Yeah.
But it just sort of disappeared. I don't know where it went. So then when I went to VLC, it gave me too many scary choices.
Okay, well, let's do a search right now to see if VLC is on your system. Go to the spotlight in the top right-hand corner of your computer screen, and now type in VLC, and let's see if it's actually on your computer. Okay, it doesn't look like it is, but the image has been downloaded. So let's go up there and click on that VLC-2.0.3. So you've downloaded it. Yeah, select it. It's old, but that one will work fine. All right, and it's doing exactly what we had talked about with my example a second ago, and it's opening it up. Now it's going to present you with a window, and this is very confusing, but what they want you to do is drag the road cone into the applications folder. So drag that and drop it. Okay, now let's close that window. Yep. And I see that you have a WMV file on your desktop that's called 201. Go over to that and do a right click.
Oh, okay, this one?
Yeah, let's do a right click or control click. It's the same thing. And open with. Hover over that for a second. You let go. Try it again. So right click and hover over that. Don't let it go yet. Yep, and go over to open with. Now you see you have VLC as a choice. So select VLC, yep, and let go of that. And of course, this is the first time you've opened the application, so you tell the computer that that's okay. And now that Windows Media file should open in VLC, and there it is. All right? And we'll close that out. You just hit the red button on the top left-hand corner. You want to, why don't you do this, Joan? Quit VLC. You can stop it. You could hit the red button. You hit the yellow button and it minimized it, so it kept on playing. There you go. You got it. Okay, Joan, okay. I'm going to move on. All right, I'm going to keep going on here. We have a full house tonight. I'm going to start at the top of my list here, even though it might not be in order of arrival. Daryl, what have you got for us this evening?
All I got to say tonight is go Canes.
Are they doing well in basketball? I'm totally out of the loop.
Scotty, they beat North Carolina for the ACC title.
Wow. Really? Wow. Man.
Nobody comments, huh? Oh, well.
Not funny.
For those of you who are... yeah, Daryl and I share the... Daryl...
we're Duke fans, so I have to keep quiet tonight.
Wow. I'm out of the loop. All right. Well, excellent. Emma Day, you're next on the list. What have you got?
I just got here, so I'm listening right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to skip over you then. We're going to go to Joanne. Joanne, what's popping in the Big Lake area?
Thunder. Lots of thunder.
Yeah.
Okay. We created those two. I'm hearing myself echo.
You can turn the volume down a little bit.
Okay, much better, thank you. We can started those two smart folders, if you recall,
Yes.
Patty 1 and Patty 2.
Yes.
And I'm trying to drag emails into those smart folders, and they are not going.
That is right. And the reason that they are not going is because those smart folders are smarter than you are. And this is what I mean by that. Smart mail folders is what we're talking about now. Smart mail folders are these folders that you create that go on the left-hand side of your email. And over here we see that on the left-hand side, I've got several emails, one of which is today, and there's a smart folder for unread messages. I cannot take an email and drag it into one of those folders. I can take an email and drag it into a folder that I've created, like ACN Business. I created that. I could take this and drag it in there and see how those highlight, but I cannot drag them into a smart mail folder. The reason I cannot drag it into a smart mail folder is because smart mailboxes have a rule that you assign, and the rule is that if this is true, then move it into this folder. So let's say I set a smart mailbox folder up, and I'm going to do one right now, plus sign. Bottom left hand, I have a choice, new mailbox or smart mailbox. I'm going to say smart mailbox. Now, I want it to be that any recipient, no, I want this to be that if the email is from my mom, that's the example I usually use, her email address is there, don't people go emailing her, then if it contains this person, then please move it into that smart mailbox. And I'm going to change the name of this to my mom. Now, I could also check to include or not include in the trash or sent. In this case, I want to say, well, if I sent it, I want it to go in, but I don't want it to go in to that smart mailbox if it was from the trash. So now here I've created a smart mailbox, and there it is. And here's look at all the times my mom has emailed me here. I have a great mom. And it automatically went in there. But now, if I'm up in my email, and I see an email that someone sent to me that is kind of related to my mom, that I'd like to put it into there, I would sure love for that to be in that folder, but it cannot be because it is not part of the rules. It doesn't follow the rule, so it will not go. All right? Do you understand what I've said so far, Joanne?
Okay, I think so. So the rule is if it comes in after the smart box is sent up, then it will go into the smart box.
Not only after, but notice when I set this up for my mom, I've got email in this box. Even though I just set it up just this very second, I've got it from a year ago because all of these follow the rule. Now, I could change the rule. Check this out. This will blow your mind. I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to edit the smart mailbox. Now, I could, and this is where we have to be careful because I usually use the analogy that if you're not good with algebra, this will get a little complicated. But I could edit the smart mailbox here, and I could say, you know what? Not only do I want it to go in if it is from my mom, but I want to hit the plus sign, and I want to say, but also that the date it was received is within the last week. I want to see all the emails that my mom sent to me within the last week. So I could start adding rules like this, and then the smart mailbox would become more and more confined and defined. The problem is, though, that when you add 2 rules to a smart mailbox, you have to be careful about this little switch right here. Contains messages that match all. There's also any. So you have to play around with this set. In other words, do I want it to follow one rule or the other, or do I want it has to follow both rules? So you have to play around with that to get the one you want. For most of us in the real world, we only go with one rule. All right?
Okay, I'm just trying to get the messages in the smart box. They are not being delivered into the smart box.
Then your rule is not right. Remember, you are not dragging them in. You cannot drag them in. So you need to look at your rule. So if the person that you were referring to was a person named Patty, and your rule might be that the from contains, and then you might write in her email, Patty. Now, if you just put the word Patty in there, and then Patty Smith emails you, it would go in as well as Patty Jones. So you might want to type out the exact email of the person, and then it would go in.
You and I did that, and you didn't want to put the email in. You put keywords in.
Okay, so that's not necessarily an email. So in other words, the rule that we had started might have been something like air conditioning or something, just some random word. Maybe you want to go back and make a new rule that's specifically for that particular person, that email. Now, were these emails that were coming from the person named Patty, or something that was from a business that Patty would like to see later?
Yes, and we just named, this is the one that the girls next door come over and read.
Yeah. Okay.
One was one keyword was Christian, and the other was Rory,
Right.
and we set them up using keywords, I believe.
And they're not going in?
No.
Okay. I'm going to keep going down the list. While I go down the list, go back and look for those rules and start to familiarize yourself with what those rules look like. Then when I come back around the list again, Joanne, we'll look at those rules a little bit more specifically. If a smart mailbox will not work for you, and smart mailboxes do not work for a lot of people, and I don't mean that it's not that they don't work, it's that we just don't have the right mindset to set the parameters to make it go in automatically. Then you might just create, because you're so hands-on with your email anyway, you might just create a manual folder and drag them over manually like you were before. That might be better for you.
Okay.
By the way,
But then
go ahead.
the reason why we did the smart box is because I get so many of those.
Yeah.
And I just wanted them to go in the smart box.
That's true. That's true. All right. While I'm thinking about it, Joanne, in the session this evening is a new attendee named Pamela, and Pamela has had a world of difficulty with guess what, which folder.
Are you asking me or Pamela?
I'm asking you.
Smart folders.
No, not smart folders. Your very favorite folder.
Oh, all mail.
Right, the bane of all of our existence. But
I'm leaving now.
yeah, I know. I don't want to talk about all mail right now, but we're going to get there. But I think we caught Pam early in. I think Pamela we caught it before the disease spread, so that's pretty good. All right, I'm going to move on. John TK is next on the list. John TK, what have you got for us this evening?
Scotty, John is my dad, and he wants me to ask the questions to start because he says he's completely computer literate, and I want to explain to you the two major problems, and then he's going to have to answer. You're going to have to talk with him, but he wants me to explain it because he doesn't understand.
Understood. Well, let me catch everybody up. This is Cheryl talking right now, right?
Correct.
Cheryl's been with us many town halls. She's been around with us in town hall for about a year, and tonight is Cheryl's father's first night with us. And I believe that John is up north. Is that right? You're up in the New York area, John?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm up by Binghamton, New York.
All right.
Halstead, right at the border.
Great. Well, welcome to the town hall, and we're here every Monday night. So if you have a question, I'm going a little bit fast tonight, but hopefully we'll be able to answer all the questions that you have. Cheryl, what is your dad John's questions?
Okay, I'm going to ask you them both, and you decide because I don't know which one needs to be done first. If one causes the problem to the other.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
But that darn pogo, he needs to play his pogo, and it is blocking him by saying that it's saying that it says it's succeeded in stalling, but then when he goes to do it, it says Java needs a moment to detect it, and then it says, oops, an update of Java has not been detected. Download Java. He does that, and it keeps asking about a 32-bit and a 64-bit.
Yeah.
Put in 64, and he reboots and does everything it says to do, and it still won't work.
Okay.
And then it wants him to completely uninstall Java, and I didn't want him to do that until you said it was okay because we need to reformat his Seagate to do to backup, and so I didn't know which was more important, the Seagate first or the Java.
Okay. I tell you what. Let's look
If you can drive his screen, that would be great.
Okay, so we have two different issues here. John's first issue is that there's a website that he really likes to go onto, and for some reason it's not working, and we're going to look at that. And the second thing, and we've talked about this in several town halls, John, so there are other people that actually are familiar with this issue of this hard drive because we've talked about it before. John has an external hard drive like this one, or another one in a box somewhere like this one, and it's formatted for Windows. John was a Windows user until just recently. So in other words, the information on that is relevant to Windows, and we're going to talk to John in a moment and find out if that information has come off of the hard drive, and if it has, then we're looking at reformatting that hard drive so that the Mac can better use it, maybe so he can use it as a backup drive. So John, let's hit that first, and then we'll work on the online thing in just a second, the online gaming thing. So John, this external hard drive, this Seagate that you have, can you hear me okay, John?
Yes, I can hear you, Scotty.
Okay, so this external hard drive that you have has data on it. Has all of that data been copied onto your new computer yet?
Yes.
All right, John, do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so what, John, if we were to erase this hard drive, this external hard drive, this Seagate, what if we were to erase that and all the data would be gone? Would that be a good thing or a bad thing?
Good.
All right, John, do you agree that that would be? See, for everybody listening, when I use the word erase, erase is like a four-letter word. I have to be very careful when I use the word erase, and I want to make sure that, especially for somebody in New York who's way far away, I want to make sure that they understand what we're going to do, even though they might already understand it themselves. I want to make sure that I am clear. So, John, I think what you're telling me is you want to erase that Seagate drive, external drive. Is that right?
As long as it don't remove my pictures from it where I can.
No, we've already copied them into iPhoto again.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're okay then, Scotty.
Okay, so all those pictures have been moved into your local computer on the drive in your computer, and you've got a hard drive is that hard drive connected right now?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to push a button, John, to see your screen. You're going to see a message here in a second to allow me to control the computer and to share your screen. So we won't see you. You don't have your camera turned on, and that's fine. But you should see a little pop-up window that just came up on your screen. So do you see it? Click that. There you go. Perfect. All right. So now let's take a look at, and I'm going to drive your computer a little bit here. Okay, John, there is a window that I'm moving around right now. It's a long rectangular GoToMeeting window, and it has 3 circles at the top left-hand corner. Do you see those circles I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay, I would like you to move your mouse into the middle circle and hit the yellow button, and it will move that window away down into the bottom of the computer called the dock. Do that for us now if you would. All right, okay, you did. Good. All right, now, John, you see this yellow picture on your computer desktop here?
It's gone now.
This hard drive right here. You see the one I'm talking about, and let me drive now. So I'm gonna control your computer now. Okay, so yeah, thank you. Let me drive for a moment. Do you see this yellow picture of a hard drive over here?
Yes.
Okay, is that the Seagate hard drive that is connected to your computer?
Yes.
Okay.
That Donna woman changed the name of Seagate to John's picture. That caused all sorts of problems for us.
Okay, that's fine. So if I am guessing this right, and I don't want to cause a family feud or anything, but all of the content that's here, John, on this, Cheryl is saying with confidence that that has been copied onto your computer. Cheryl, would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay.
And he's going to keep the Windows hard drive, the tower. He's just going to put it in a closet, and so there's another backup.
Great. I love the sound of that. Okay. So John, here's what we're going to do. You're new to this Mac, and so it's not important for you to learn how to do this right now, so I'm going to kind of just do it for you. I'm going to go to search for something on your computer, and I'm going to come up to the magnifying glass. We call this Spotlight. And I'm going to type in a program that we use on the computer called Disk Utility. Now that I've typed that in, I see that it showed up. So I'm going to click Disk Utility. And I know we have other people, and I'm going to do the first question with John. Then we're going to move on, and we'll come back around in a moment. But now I see that John has 2 hard drives connected. He's got his internal hard drive, and then he has this external hard drive that's a Seagate, and we're going to erase that because I think ultimately, Cheryl, you might agree here, that we want to use this as a backup drive. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay,
please.
great. So we've gotten this. We have verified that John does not need the data on that hard drive anymore, and we're going to erase this because the software that's on your computer, John, called Time Machine, is a wonderful piece of software, and that's what your computer uses to back itself up. But it will not use a Windows hard drive, so we have to reformat it. So we're going to say, please erase, and we don't want it to be MS-DOS. That's the old Windows days. We want it to be Mac OS Extended Journaled. All right, and let's see if I did this. Now we're going to title this. This is going to be your new backup drive, Time Machine. And I'm going to erase it. All right, we verified it. There's no turning back after this.
Do it.
All right.
No problem. No problem.
Okay, good. All right, that only takes a second, and that's almost finished. Then we're going to go get Time Machine turned on, and then we're going to move to the next question here with somebody else here in a moment.
And when Time Machine is moved on, is then his computer constantly being backed up as
Yes.
days go on?
And look at this. It couldn't be any easier. The Apple computer just said, hey, we see that there's a Mac drive. Would you like us to use this as a backup? And yes, we would. So we click Use as a Backup. And now, John, you are going to see, I'm going to close these other windows here. You're going to see a little progress bar in the next minute and a half or so, and it's probably going to be down on the bottom left-hand side of your computer. And it's going to say, it's going to just be a long progress bar, and it's probably going to take an hour or an hour and a half to back up. But you will never have to worry about this backup ever again, John. It's just going to run in the background, and it's going to do its job, okay? So,
But Scotty,
yes, Cheryl.
I have a question, because this kind of relates to my question. Well, do you have to keep it the external hard drive always plugged in for it to automatically back up?
Absolutely, yes. That's my favorite way. So you have a hard drive that's physically connected with a USB cable, or you can have a fancier hard drive like a FireWire drive or a Thunderbolt drive. But most people just go out and they buy a USB hard drive. They plug it up. You set Time Machine to use it, and then Time Machine just runs. If you unplug it, then Time Machine will not run unless you have a time capsule. A time capsule is a white router that Apple sells. It's pretty expensive, but it's a router that has Wi-Fi, but it also has a hard drive inside it. I'm not a big fan of the time capsule. I prefer having a hard drive with a wire that's connected. Some people, exactly. Yes, that's what you want.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, but you need to leave it plugged in all the time.
You do.
What's your recommendation for John?
There are people, as far as John is concerned, he has an iMac. So with an iMac, he absolutely should leave it plugged in. I can tell by the way you're sitting, you're on a laptop right now, I'm guessing, right? And
Yeah.
obviously you don't want to have this thing plugged up all the time. So you just plug it up for you because you're on a laptop. Maybe once a day would be great. I'd be happy with once a day. So, but plug it in as much as possible. I tell some people that if they were to take their power cable and take a little bread tie and tie this to their power cable, then whenever they plug their computer up to charge it, they're also having to remember to plug this up to back up. So yeah, that's really crucial. Every once in a while, I'll come across somebody that I'll work with where I'll walk in, their hard drive is dead, and they'll say, oh, I backed up, and they pull their Time Machine back up out of the closet, and it was like a year and a half ago, and they lost a year and a half worth of stuff. John, back on your screen, you can see that this is moving in the background, and you won't have to worry about it ever again. After this backs up 18 gigs of data, John, you will not see this ever again. That little window will go away. But you're good for now. Welcome, John.
Scott,
Yep.
he doesn't have to program it to back up or anything. It will do it.
He's
like
done.
hourly or something.
It's done. He doesn't have to do anything else. Finished.
Every time he types something, it backs it up.
Just leave it plugged in.
Just leave it plugged up. Yeah, I love the Time Machine software. I really, really love it. I use it all the time to recover something that someone's lost or deleted or got corrupt. And maybe once in 5 years it's failed me. It's very, very reliable. I love it to death if you leave it plugged up. It's just as human beings,
My other system, I've had my computer crash 2 times on the Internet Explorer.
Yeah.
And I lost all my pictures, albums, and everything. Shirley went out and got me this here, and that's why we're backing up everything.
Well, John, you are new to the Mac, and I think everybody pretty much in this meeting, most of these people in this meeting tonight have been on their Macs for quite some time, and I would venture to guess that 99%, well, almost everybody in here came from a Mac maybe only a couple of years ago, and it's just so much easier to use, much more reliable. Now, every hard drive dies in the world. It doesn't matter if it's a Mac or a Windows machine, every physical hard drive will die. That's like a tire on a car will go flat. It doesn't matter if you own a Lexus or a Toyota, the tire is going to go flat. And hard drives are the same way. They're spinning mechanisms, and anything moving, a moving part, as you know, breaks. So that's why we have a second hard drive that backs that stuff up. All right, I'm gonna keep moving on here, and we'll swing back around and get the other questions here as we can. Leslie, I don't know if you're still with us. Leslie, can you hear us? And do you have a question this evening?
Yeah.
All right, Leslie, go.
I can hear you.
Take it. Thank you for your patience.
I sent you a message regarding,
Nice.
I don't know if you saw it or not.
Yes, I saw it. I didn't read it. Let me see. Okay, you want to set up password protection on a wireless router. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Let me jump back over here. And are you in that area now?
I'm on my daughter's computer. I'm in New Jersey.
And she has a Linksys router.
Yes, she does.
Okay. All right. This is a little tricky because if we made a change, it's going to kick you off the meeting. But I will tell you how you're going to do it. All right, and then you will follow all the way through, and you'll see how to do it. But you're not going to hit the final button here. So you should see a screen. I think, yeah, you should see a request for me to control your screen. Share my screen.
It says show my screen. Oh. Do you want me to hit show my screen?
Yes. Okay. Now, her question, Leslie's question is, she has a wireless router at this location, and they want to put password protection onto it. And this wireless router is not an Apple router, it's a Linksys router. So what we need to do is go talk to that Linksys. Now, before we go talk to the Linksys, we need to find out, is there already password protection on the Linksys? Do you know if there is?
No.
Okay.
There isn't any.
So the first thing we need to do is figure out what is the Linksys' address. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. And you're going to do it as we talk. Go to your system preferences in the dock down there. That's the gear, little square gear. In the system preferences, nope. You can close that window you just opened. In your dock, next to Microsoft Word, there is system preferences. It's in between the time machine and the Word icon. Go over a little bit farther. It's a square with a gear. Yes, click on that. All right. Now, we're going to go to the word network. Third line, second item. All right. Now we're going to see what the Linksys' address is. It's either 192.168.1.1 or 192.168.0.1. And it looks like it's going to be 192.168.1.1. So go to the... Don't write anything down yet, because I have to make sure. You see the word advanced in the bottom right-hand corner?
I'm sorry, I can only hear dogs.
I know, and mine. As soon as mine hear you, they're going to go crazy. See the word advanced on the bottom right-hand area there?
Yes, I do.
Click advanced, and that's going to tell us where this router lives. And this router lives at... Oh, go to TCP IP. And remember, this is being recorded, so this will be up later tonight. And your router's address is 192.168.1.1. Now that we know that, that's all we needed, was to know that number. You can hit OK and get out of this window. You can now hit OK and hit the red button and close that out. All right, now we need to go to 192.168.1.1. So what I would like you to do is in Safari, go to where you would type in a web page like CNN.com. See at the very top up there. Oh, what in the world? There we go. Yeah. If you go back up to that word. Right. If you do a triple click, no, there you go. Go 1, 2, 3. Click, click, click. All right. Now type in 192.168.1.1.
Wait. you gotta go slower than that for me.
192.168. No, dot. You got to put the dot in there. .168.1.1. Okay, why don't you take a second to write that number down, if you haven't. For everybody else, what we're doing is we're going to go to that number, and that number is universal for so many routers. And we're getting ready to knock on the front door of the router. The router has web pages itself. So we're not actually getting ready to go out to the internet. We're going to go talk to the inside of the router right now. But before we do, when we knock on this door in a second, the router is going to ask us for a username and a password. And most likely nobody's ever changed it. So we're going to kind of hack this a little bit. So let's see, Leslie, hit return, and let's see what the router has to say to us.
Okay.
All right.
Name.
Yeah, so we just knocked on the door, and it says, well, who are you? I would like you to put in the word admin and the password admin.
Admin.
Let's see if that is if nobody's ever changed it, we're going to get in here. Survey says, well, welcome. That was the password and the username. All right, and this is one of the reasons we want to change and put password protection on that, because anybody driving by that house could have would know that, admin, and they could have locked down that router, and then the person who pays for it wouldn't be using it. So now that we're here, Leslie, you are in the Linksys area for setup. You see the word wireless at the top up there?
Yes, I do.
I want you to click on that real quick, and let's see if that gives us anything. All right. I would strongly recommend, Leslie, that your daughter changes the name from the word Linksys to something else, like My Wi-Fi or something. Don't change it right now, though. When you change this and you hit these save settings, you're going to fall off of the meeting with us. You'll drop out of the meeting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's one thing you're going to look at is wireless, and then change the name of the network. The other thing you're going to look at is wireless security. So I'd like you to go there now. It's the second one down there, wireless security. There, not security, wireless security.
Oh.
That's okay. So go back to wireless.
Okay.
And now go to wireless security, which is the second tab underneath that.
Oh, I see it now.
Yep.
Okay.
Select that. I promise we're going to get to everybody tonight. If we run over time, I'll keep going until I've made sure everybody has a turn. Now here, the rest of that page should load up. And you want to set it to what's called WPA. So if you will roll down there a little bit, and this is where you're going to make your changes. You're going to enable wireless security, and you're going to put in your password that you would like it to be. It needs to be at least 8 letters long. This password is... Go ahead.
Letters and numbers, or?
No, not with this. As a matter of fact, if you put in the word peanut butter on this, it would be very, very strong. WPA is extremely strong encryption. So when you click to enable, Leslie, it's going to ask you down there at the next one, what is the password? You put in whatever you want it to be, and then you will save those settings at the bottom. Okay?
Okay.
That's what you're going to do. So you're going to change the name of the network, and you're going to put in password protection right there. That's where you go. And the way that you got there was 192.168.1.1, admin, and you don't have to change that now because you're going to create a password on your network. Nobody's going to be able to get onto your network to make changes. Okay?
All right, so then it's going to be enable, and then I'm going to put in...
down at that shared key where it says shared key, you'll put your
key, then I'll put it... Then she'll put in her password.
Yes, and then save the changes at the bottom.
Great.
All right, I'm going to keep jumping. I'm going to keep moving here. We're going to go to, of course, we're going to go to Nikki next. Nikki, what's up this evening? What can I do for you?
Scotty, you had set me up originally with my backup, this little hard drive here.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on. I do know what's going on. I haven't backed up in quite a few days, quite a few months. And I tried to back up tonight, and nothing's reading. Like, I don't know if it's the drive. I don't know what's going on. My computer's starting to act up, so.
Okay, let's take a look at it.
Here I am.
All right. I'm gonna send you a message to control your screen, and you're gonna plug that in, and we're gonna see if we can get this thing going. Let's see here. In a second. Okay, you should see a request for me to look at your screen.
Should I plug in?
Yes, plug that in. All right. Now, good. And you've already minimized your GoToMeeting control panel so you can see the whole screen and we can see the whole screen too. Okay. Is that hard drive? Oh, okay.
So that's the only thing that pops up now.
Okay. Go to open up a Finder window. Now, you can open up a Finder window by clicking on the Picasso happy face in the dock in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. That's going to open up a Finder window. Now let's see if that hard drive shows up. No, you just click on it, like click one time and it should open. There you go.
This is why I was trying to back up because things are moving kind of slow.
Okay, good. Yeah, always back up. Got to get that window open. See if you it's not opened a Finder window yet. Okay. All right, then do this. Top right-hand corner.
Pinwheel of death.
Say that again.
Pinwheel of death.
Oh, really? Okay, we don't see the pinwheel. Interesting, though, that the Time Machine software is running in the background. Okay.
I know. That's why I'm so confused.
All right. Go to the Mac HD and double-click on Mac HD. The icon. Yes.
It's not showing up there either.
Interesting.
Normally it shows up and it says Millgate backup.
Yeah. Okay, do this for me. Go to the word Finder in the top left-hand corner of the computer screen. Top left-hand. Finder.
Oh, sorry.
Go to the word Finder in the top left-hand corner of the computer screen. Click on Finder Preferences. Are you just having really, really slow problems?
Yes.
Is this slowness happening before you plug up the hard drive?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have 2 users running.
Yeah, that doesn't help. And having a little bit of RAM, not having a lot of RAM can also hurt.
But I don't know if you remember, you actually saw the 500 gig hard drive computer. It shouldn't be that.
Well, every hard drive dies, and I never am surprised. Even if I put a new drive in, that drive can die. So if that's the case, I'll be happy to replace the drive for you. Let's go down to Preferences.
Yeah, but you just did it less than a year ago.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Tires go flat. What?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, it's
Preferences?
Yes. And I mean, it could be software too. Yeah, okay, external disk is set up. Okay, close that window for us. Go to Spotlight, top right-hand corner, magnifying glass. Type in disk. We're going to look at disk utility. We did this with John earlier.
Utility?
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're going to see if this hard drive shows up in disk utility. Of course, it's slow too. You do have several things open. While that's going in the background, Nikki, go up to the Black Apple and choose About This Mac. We're going to see how much RAM Nikki has. There's 2 types of storage. There's hard drive space and there's RAM. Hard drive space is how much stuff you can actually store on your computer. RAM is how much you can have running at one time. So Black Apple and About This Mac.
Yeah, it's going back and forth between the Pinwheel of Death and About This Mac.
Yes. And let's see what if you only have 2 gigs of RAM, and you do, yeah. All right, so there's a big part of your problem there. You have 2 gigs of RAM, and Lion, which is 10.7, needs 2 gigs of RAM. So you've eaten up all of your RAM. We're going to come back to that in a second. Close that window, because this is relevant for everybody. Now, you see how over on the left-hand column you have your internal hard drive, that's a 500 gig, and then down below that you have another 500 gig, we round up from 499, and then there's a grayed out time machine, right? Click on that one
I
time.
don't see grayed out time machine. I just say the little yellow.
Yeah, and then it says time machine, but it's grayed out.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Select that. We're about to tell whether or not this drive is dead. Hit mount. Top fourth, yeah. Survey says, doesn't look like it wants to mount. Okay, from here, yeah, it's not, I don't think it's going to mount. I think that that drive is dead or dying. Now, we do have one more choice, one more chance. Was there any data on that drive that was important to you as far as, except for backup? I mean, like, did you drag anything individually over to it besides just as a backup drive? Okay, so A, it's not working right now anyway. And that's, yeah, it just told us, hey, it didn't work. So we might as well try to reformat it. If we can't reformat it, then we wash our hands of it and we just assume the drive is dead and we go get another drive. All right?
And I have one.
Oh, good. So let's go to the word erase.
Sorry.
That's okay,
This
right
one?
there. Uh-huh. And let's hit erase and let's see if it'll do it. If this fails, we absolutely know that the drive is bad.
Okay, so erase all data.
Yes. Because we can't get to it anyway. All right. Now, it will either, yeah, erase error code.
It's dead.
Drive's dead. Wash your hands of it. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, you got to go get another one, plug it up, and go from there. Okay, Nikki?
Okay. And then just do what you did earlier with John.
Yeah, you go to the time machine and you say, time machine, I would like this drive to be it. One more thing that's important to everybody. We were talking about RAM a moment ago, and one of the reasons your computer might be slow, I'm going to spend just one more second on this, and we're going to go to Pamela next in a moment. Go to Disk Utility in the top left-hand corner and quit. No, don't quit it yet. Don't quit it. Go to Spotlight on the right-hand side, the magnifying glass, and type in Activity. Okay, perfect. Activity Monitor is what we want. So open up Activity Monitor, and this is going to tell us, it's in a pie chart, this is going to give us a representation of how much free RAM you have. Green is good. The more green you have, the freer your computer is, the more relaxed your computer is. Let's see how much green you have. So we're going to go to the word system memory down below there, and click on system memory. We're going to see that pie chart I was just talking about.
A filter.
No, down below. Yeah. Oh, look at that. You see that small little sliver? That represents how much free RAM you have. That's why things are slow. Now, with this open, so in other words, Nikki has too many things open for the 2 gigs of RAM that she has. Now what we're going to do, Nikki, is we're going to quit a couple of things, and you're going to see that little green open up a little bit and open up and open up. So now go back to the program behind it, which is, I think, System Preferences. Yeah, click on that guy. Perfect. And go to Disk Utility, top left-hand corner, and quit. Choose to quit. So Disk Utility is taking up some RAM. See how it just gave a little bit back just now? Not much at all.
So if I like close out my iTunes.
Yes. Yeah, do it now.
And so I was waiting. I was trying to back everything up and move things off my iPhone, and we can talk about that later or another time.
Okay.
So I was trying to clear off my iPhone as well. So that's why everything was open, because then I wanted to back it all up.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's hard drive space. But if you would quit iTunes right now, I just want to see that.
I did.
Oh, it's just taking a while? Because there's one more point I want to make on this whole RAM thing. Somebody's volume is repeating. Nikki, is your volume up a little bit too loud, maybe? No, somebody's got me up a little bit too loud. I'll bring mine down some. I'm having some weird echoing. It sounds better, a little bit better. Okay, go back to that Activity Monitor, or did you quit Activity Monitor?
I guess it must have. I didn't mean to.
All right, that's okay. I'm gonna use my computer. You don't have to open yours. I'm gonna use mine as an example because I want to point.
Oh, I see. It's opened it up.
Yeah, a little bit. I want to point out something to everybody that's really important. The more RAM you have, the more things you can have open at one time. So here we are back on my computer, and I've got this is an older computer that I'm using for this town hall. I'm going to go to my activity monitor, and I'm going to take a look at my RAM here, and I'm going to show everybody what I'm talking about. I think on this computer I have 3 gigs of RAM. And look, Nikki, I'm in the same situation that you are. I have very little RAM available to me right now. I don't normally run this many things at one time, and people in this who've been in this meeting will attest that sometimes my computer just slows down too in the meeting, and I have to quit and come back in the meeting. That's because I don't have enough RAM. So the more things you quit, I've got iTunes open right now. If I quit iTunes, it might free up a little bit of space. If I quit this or the other, it might free up a little bit of space. See, it just gave me a little bit back. But even if you quit everything, nothing beats restarting your computer, because when you turn your computer off and you turn the computer back on, all the programs that were holding RAM, even the ones that you quit, have to let that RAM go, and then it gives more RAM when you start up. So you, Nikki, have probably not been restarting your computer very often at all. Right.
No.
Do this for me tonight when you're off at town hall, and everybody can do this if you want. Go to Activity Monitor before you quit. Look at that little system memory area. See how much green you have. Then quit all of your applications so that nothing's open. The way that you can tell what's open is by looking in the dock. At the very bottom of the dock, each icon that's open has a little white dot, or blue for some people, yeah. And you quit each one of those, and the way that you can quit is you can click and hold if you want, and then you can choose to quit. But quit everything, and you'll see that it's still you don't have a whole lot of green. Shut your computer down, turn your computer back on, and before you do anything, go to Activity Monitor, and I bet that you will have 50% of that pie chart will be green. Because when you turn your computer off and you turn it back on, it allows that RAM to free up even more, okay? That's important for everybody to know. That's just a little technical thing. All right, I'm going to jump over to Pamela. Pamela, thank you for your patience. What can I help you with this evening, Pamela?
Well, it seems like a lot of this is way over my head, but I'll go back to the email and ask you if I made a smart mail folder, if I could then put those emails from the retail companies would go in there.
The only way that a smart mail folder, the only way anything is going to go into a smart mail folder is if it follows the rule. And I'm going to reiterate what I was talking with somebody else earlier about this evening. Say that again, Pam?
I understand the rule portion of it. If I could somehow or other communicate a rule.
Yeah. So there are particular emails that you want to group in. Describe these emails to me. Are you talking about like junk emails, or is there a very specific set of emails?
Well, retail shopping sites that have got my email.
That's not going to be handled very well with a smart mail folder, because I just used the word specific a second ago, and retail email is not specific enough. It would have to be, unless every retail email dealt with the word shoes, and the word shoes was in every email, then you could set a smart mail folder up that says, if the word shoes is mentioned in the body of the email, move it in, but you know that that's not going to be the case. So let's say you get something from Dillard's and Neiman Marcus and Sears and Walmart and Best Buy, and you would like to group all those. You can't really hit all of those with a smart mailbox. So in this example, smart mailbox is not going to work very well for a broad category of retail.
Okay, that makes sense. The other thing I want to ask, I don't know whether I have a hard drive backup. I know that on the PC that my husband had, he had a backup.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether there's a backup with this one.
You don't. I'm pretty sure that you don't. So what you should get is there are 2 different types of backups. All right. There are, and I've got examples, even though these are out of their cases right now. There are these big hard drives that are about the size of a Bible that sit on a disk, and they live on that disk, and they have a cable that goes into the back of your computer. Then they're the kind of drives that Nikki or somebody showed us a little while ago that are portable drives that are small. They don't have a power supply. They don't plug up to a wall. They get all their power from a USB cable like this. And when you plug it up to your computer supplies the power for it. Now, I know that, Pamela, you have a laptop and a desktop like a lot of people. So if you got one of these big drives, and the advantage to a big drive is that there's more storage space and they're cheaper. You get more for less when you buy a big drive. The problem is that I've got people send me messages here. The problem is these are not portable. You can't move these around. So if you got one of these, for most of the time, Pamela, you would leave it plugged up to your iMac, but your MacBook, your portable drive, your portable computer would like to be backed up as well. So you would have to think of this as like a gas station. You would unplug it from your Mac and you would plug it up to the portable computer. Now, this one drive could back up both of those computers, no problem, but you're going to have to unplug and plug it up. And honestly, human beings don't do that very often. We don't like to follow those little rules of moving things around. We like to set it and forget it. That's why that chicken machine from years ago was so popular, because we're lazy. So if you got one of these smaller drives like this, you're paying a little bit more money, for a smaller amount of space. But the advantage here is that you just unplug it, you move it somewhere else and plug it back up, and there's no power supply with it. So this might be the best choice for you. But yes, Pamela, you need a backup drive.
Why do I need to back up both if both computers are going to have the same thing on it?
Well, where do I even begin when somebody asks why back up? Why back up?
I know why to back up. If I back up the desktop computer, why would that not be backing up the laptop as well?
That's a very good question. Let's break that down into a couple little pieces. As far as email goes, you're right. The email, because you have a Gmail IMAP account, you have your email that's here is over there, so you're backed up. If you're backing up your iMac, no problem. If you take a picture, and we haven't talked about this evening, but there's a service inside iCloud called PhotoStream. So if you take a picture and you put it in iPhoto will move it, because you might have iCloud turned on, and I believe you do. You go into your iCloud settings and system preferences and make sure that you have PhotoStream turned on. But if you have PhotoStream turned on both computers, then when you take a picture and you put it onto your iMac, that picture will land on your laptop as well. So that's great. If you're backing up iPhoto in one, then you don't have to back up the pictures. That's great. So then we go to documents. If you open up a Word document and you start typing a Word document, there's that photo stream there. If you open up a Word document and you start typing that Word document, now comes the question of, where do I store it? If you, Pamela, store that Word document in your documents folder, like right here, if I store that document locally on my computer in the documents folder, then it gets backed up, but it is not on the other machine over there. So let's invert that. You're on your MacBook Pro or your laptop, and you write a document over there, and you store that locally. Now there's no copy of that backed up. So here's your answer. You do one of two things. You either back up that second laptop, but I think you can get away with not backing it up, or you use a service that syncs these documents. You're already using a service that syncs email. That's email. You're already using a service that syncs your pictures. That's iCloud's PhotoStream. So now that's left with syncing documents. To sync documents, there are about 4 games in town. All right. Syncing documents. You could use Microsoft calls their way SkyDrive. Google has something called Google Drive. Apple uses something called iCloud. And iCloud is kind of cool too, but I like to use a service called Dropbox. And I've talked about Dropbox a lot, so I'm repeating myself, but for other people. Dropbox is fantastic, and Dropbox is free. You go to Dropbox.com and you download the Dropbox app. All right, I'm gonna just kind of walk you through it. It's free. They give you space, 2 gigs of space, I believe, maybe a little bit more now for free. So you go to Dropbox.com, and once that page loads, then you, I think I'm logged in here. But once you're in Dropbox, you download the application. Yeah, I'm logged in. You download the application and you install it. After you've done that, you have a folder on your computer that says Dropbox. And then on your other computer, you do the same thing. And there's a folder over there called Dropbox. So whatever you put into this document, into this folder, is also over there. Whatever you put into the Dropbox folder over there is also over here. So Dropbox is a synced folder that you can put whatever you want into it, mostly Word documents, mostly just documents that you're working on, not really pictures, not music, that kind of thing. Then you're good to go if you use Dropbox. Go ahead.
You know, as an artist, I don't have many Word documents. I'm not using the computer for that. That's not to say that I won't at some point.
Yeah.
But I will try to do that then.
Dropbox would be a good solution for you to look at. And it, like I said, it's free. The way Dropbox makes money is that they hope that people will use up the space, and then then you'll buy more. But almost no one ever uses all the space. 2 gigs is way plenty for text documents and things. All right. All right. I'm going to jump over to Sarah. I've left some things out of this discussion I wanted to mention, but I'm going to go to Sarah. Sarah, what have you got this evening for us?
Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay, very cool. I've only done this once. Clay is trying to do some stuff with iMovie, and when he opens iMovie and clicks the camera button on the left, it says no camera connected. Now, does the camera on his MacBook not count as that camera? Does he need another one, or does that one work? Should it work?
It should work.
Okay.
Camera detection. Yes, it should work. When you open up iMovie, it should detect your actual this camera right here that I'm using it should detect that as an available source. And then if you have a Sony or a Canon camera connected through a wire and that camera is on, it should also detect it. Are you on that computer right now?
I'm not. I can get it. Clay, bring your computer.
It would be helpful if you could join the meeting so I could see that computer screen with that computer.
Okay.
I tell you what, that's your task, is for the next couple of minutes here, go on his computer, go join the meeting, join it as Clay or anything like that, or iMovie. In other words, don't put your name when GoToMeeting asks you, so that way we can look at that screen and we can see it.
Okay.
All right.
I have another question. I'll worry about this one first.
Yeah, no, go ahead and give me your next question.
The other question is, when he goes into Chrome,
Yeah.
he can work it fine, but along the top there's a yellow box that says, could not load Nielsen net site, parentheses, Chrome, in parentheses.
Sounds like there's a, no, but sounds like there's a little plug-in. Let me see. Net site. Yeah. Let me see what this is. Google is your friend.
Oh, yes.
Goodness. Let me throw this over here. Let's see. We'll kind of look at this together. It looks like maybe he installed something. Yeah, he's gone around the internet. He went catting around the internet and he clicked onto something that installed a plugin of some sort, and it's kind of running something on his. We need to get that off of there. I'm sure that there's a way to do it. I'm sure there's a way to do it. But if you, I tell you what, I know this is kind of what's the word? This is kind of throwing in the towel a little bit. But if you do a Google search for Nielsen Net Site, you'll come up with lots of good, helpful hints on how in the world you can solve this. Malware removal tool. Yeah, it's a little piece of junk that he installed on his computer, not knowing. That's not it. Let's see. Software. We don't want that. We want to know how to download it. I would look at. Yeah, you want the Mac version there. I think it's this top one. I think this discussion would probably, this Apple support community discussion will probably be the best.
Okay.
I could probably get in and control that and take it off for you too. I might be able to do that. How's it coming on setting up the that other computer?
I'm doing the
Downloading the.
on the monitor right now.
All right. Well, while that's going, I'm going to go back up and I'm going to try to hit other questions as quickly as I can here. Daryl, I'm going to jump back up to the top here with you. Daryl, you have anything else on your mind?
Scotty, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Remember 2 weeks ago I had the backup problem with my Extreme, whatever it was, that's backing up all three computers.
Time capsule?
Backing up. Remember that? My time capsule?
Yeah, yes.
I erased the time capsule, started all over, and it seems to be working fine.
Good. Yeah. I think it's a great idea for people to erase their backup drive about once a year. Good. So any other problems you want to bring into us, Daryl, or was that just a comment?
No, that seemed to do it. I guess it was just stuck or full or glitched or something.
Yeah, it happens. Emma Day, do you have anything that you can think of right now?
I've got so many now, I don't know what to do.
Well, you're right.
The phone gave out of space with 16 gigabytes with all the pictures I had. And it took me hours to figure out how to get them off the phone and put them, to just leave them on the computer. But now, of course, I can't pull them off my phone. And I had to go through Apple Care, but I didn't know you could give out of space just by pictures.
Yes. On my phone here, as you're looking at it, I'm going to go into my settings. Then I'm going to go into About. Actually, that's under General. Settings under General. And then I'm going to go to About. And now I see that I have a 16 gig iPhone here, and I have 2 available. So I round that 13 up to 16, and then I have 2 available. But what is taking up all the space? Well, I've got 1,500 photos on here. So if I put another 500 photos or so, I'm going to run out of space. So every once in a while, it's a good idea to take the pictures off of your phone so that you can add more pictures onto it. But yes, it is possible to take 3,000 pictures and fill up your phone.
But then you can't see it on your phone, even without that, right?
Say that again.
If you leave them all on your computer, but you get them off of your phone, even if they're in iPhoto, you can't see them on the phone.
That's
if you don't have the space.
Yes, that's right. So what you're doing is you go out in the world, you take 20 pictures, you move those 20 pictures into iPhoto, then you take another 20 pictures, and you move those. I think, Clay, why don't you mute, or I'm going to mute Clay here because there's 2 in the same room here. I think that'll take care of that. You keep taking pictures with this Emma Day, and then you move it over to your computer, and you take more pictures, and you move it over, and you take more pictures, and you move them over. But eventually, you do want some of those pictures that were on the iMac back on the phone. In that case, it's the best idea to make a folder in iPhoto, drag maybe 200 pictures of your favorite pictures, and then you move those pictures back onto your phone. So you have maybe the 200 or so pictures that you like having as you walk around, but you're always taking more and moving them over. And you do that within iTunes. iTunes allows you to choose which folders to sync over to. Is that any of that making sense to you?
Yeah, but next time I'm getting 60 gigabytes, whatever I get.
It'll just take you a longer amount of time to run into the same problem.
And the other problem is I uploaded Mountain Lion just because I wanted to get uploaded. And it seems like every single program I've had to go back in and upload iTunes and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do
You're
you have to do it singularly like that?
Yeah, you have to update all the time. Just to show you, I mean, even on you know this on your phone. If I swipe over here, look at my app store on the phone. 41 updates. No, nobody. You can't keep up with all these updates. You run updates, 2 days later, there's more, and the computer is the same way. So tomorrow, let's say you update iTunes tonight. 3 days from now, there's going to be a new iTunes update. So yeah, just run them once a week or when you get around to it. Sometimes those updates fix things. Sometimes they make the matters worse. Honestly.
Or do they take up more space on your computer?
Yeah, a little bit, but that's just the nature of the game. That's the business we're in. We're in the business of technology, and we got to deal with it.
Okay. One other thing.
Yes.
When I put in somebody's address like www.depot.com or something, and somebody's email address, it wipes out the at and the dots and just leaves me with none of that. So is that normal?
I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. Can you ask the question
I'll
again?
put in a name like
Okay,
Susan
all right, stop. Where are you putting this name in?
in contact.
In contacts.
In their
Okay,
said they got a new email address.
all right.
And I had so-and-so at AOL.com, and I changed it to so-and-so at gmail.com.
Yes.
It takes away the at and the dots. It just leaves the name and gmail.com or something, just gmail.com. It doesn't take those places. Is that because I've done something wrong?
You're looking here with me, right? And I see there's my card, and I'm going to edit my card, and I'm going to change my email address, right? I'm going to click in there, and I'm going to type in something new. Now, what is going wrong? What are you thinking is happening
I
here?
put in Scotty's Health instead of at me.com, put in at gmail.com.
Yeah.
It takes away the at and the dot between the Gmail and the com.
You have to type it in.
When you type it in and I save it, it goes back to the same thing.
Okay, make sure that you're typing in the email area.
Yes, I am.
I would be willing to bet that if we watch you do this right now, it's not going to happen. You willing to put your money where your mouth is, Emma Day?
I'll try it.
All right, let's do it.
Wait here, okay.
We're placing bets. Everybody place your bets. All right, Emma Day. Hey, Emma Day, are you on your iPad right now, Emma Day?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm talking about on my computer.
All right, then here we go. Let's put your money where your mouth is, Emma Day. Let's see if this works.
Okay.
So you should see a request to share your screen.
I see.
I give Emma Day a hard time sometimes. All right.
Well, I deserve it.
All right.
Do I minimize this screen?
Yes. Let's hit the yellow button to get all the out of our 3 circles. Hit the yellow minimal button to get that out of the way so we can get to your desktop. And you've got this big one here. Let's minimize that as well. This yeah.
I minimized you.
That's okay. That's all right. You don't need to see me right now.
Okay.
All right. Go to your address book.
My contacts. Okay.
Yeah, and why don't you edit me?
Okay.
That way you're not revealing personal information because
You always go to the town hall.
Oh yeah, perfect. Great.
That's the way I do it.
Okay, so
But
hit.
now you're in there, but if I took out, I don't type fast.
That's okay.
If I put in, all right, let's see, is that right, Scotty at Sales Consulting?
Yes, that's my email address. Yep.
All right, so if I come back here and I do it, well, I have to erase it first, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
Shorter. It's too long.
No, yeah. So change my email address like you say. So go. I'm gonna see you change this.
Right here.
Yes.
All right, let me get rid of this. And that doesn't say email. Where is email.
That's
Is
email.
that what I
Yep.
said right there?
Well, I just want to.
All right, now erase all of this. Is that right?
I'm just going to watch you first.
Okay. Well, I lost it completely.
All right. Yeah. You want to close that window. You don't need to send me an email, right?
No, I was trying to figure out what to do. Okay. Now I want to go to.
And close your mail program. Yep, that's fine.
Just go here.
Yeah, that's my email.
That email, right?
Yeah.
It says other. Is that all right?
Yeah. That's fine. So how are you going to change my email?
I'm gonna erase it.
Okay.
Delete it.
All right. Show me.
And make it delete it.
Okay. So here's the step that you're missing right now, Emma Day.
All
On the bottom of that card, there's the word edit. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Select that. Now you have the ability to make a change to this. So go up to that. Now click in there. Yep, click that. Now change all day long, whatever you want to change it to.
All right, and then I put what's yours backwards?
You could put it as Scotty@salesconsulting.com, or I could give you one of my bogus email addresses if you want. If you want to.
It's Scotty at.
Yes, at salesconsulting.com.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Proof.
Is that a challenge?
Oh, I've already beaten you here, Emma Day. I know what you were doing wrong. I know what you were doing wrong. All right.
All right, now leave it that way, and then I save it. I say done.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Yes.
when I say it saves it, why is that?
I think that before Emma Day, you weren't opening an edit session. I don't think that you were hitting the edit button to be able to type into there. I think that you were just selecting it and you were trying to type over it, but it won't do it. Like right now, that edit session is closed. You can't do anything to that card. You cannot change that card.
It would erase it, but it wouldn't, when I put it back in and it would type it back in, it would still, when I went back, it would take off the at and the dot.
Well, when you hit that edit session and you type it in and you close that edit session, it's going to work 100% of the time.
All right, I'll try that and go back and do what I've done to the other ones and see if I can change.
That's going to do it. I'm telling you, Emma Day, I bet my life on it.
I believe you, I don't believe me, so I would say you're right.
That's a nice way of saying that. Okay, well, I'm going to keep going here. We're going to jump over back to Joanne. We're coming back around the list here. Joanne, do you have anything else on us here?
Okay, I think I figured out the smart folders, but obviously the same message comes into my regular mail.
Yes, that's right.
So I'll just delete them out of the regular mail
No.
and assume they're going into the smart mail.
No, I'm glad you mentioned that. Back in your email in smart mailboxes, if I have an email, here's those emails from my mom in the smart mailbox. But if I was to dig around and I go up to my inbox, I would see that those same emails are up in my smart mailbox. And actually, there's one. I took my brother sailing. As a matter of fact, we anchored right out near your home the other day on one of those islands over there. So I took my brother sailing, and my mom wrote me an email about it, and it says sailing. That's in my inbox, but it is also in my smart mailbox down here. All right, and let's see, where is it?
Okay.
There it is. It's the most recent one she sent me. Now, if I go to my my main mailbox and I find that message and I delete that message, now I've deleted it out of my inbox. I'm going to go back to my smart mailbox, and guess what? It's not there.
Well, then what's the purpose of having a smart mailbox?
It's a fast way of organizing things. For instance, I buy a lot, as you can imagine, I buy a lot from the Apple Store at South Park. So I have a smart mailbox set up for all the receipts that I want to, they email you a receipt. So I have a smart mailbox for all of my South Park receipts. So instead of me going up to my I'm going to keep that hidden. Instead of me going to one of my email accounts and then coming up here and doing a search or going through and going, well, okay, where are those emails? Where's that one? Where's this one? And sitting there looking forever, just set up a smart mailbox and it makes a fast little collection of them. So it's a grouping. It's basically just a search is what it is.
So if I wanted to get these emails off of my regular email, which I would prefer to do, I need to have them in a separate folder as opposed to a smart box.
That's right. And then, yeah, then you really kind of not wanting to do it. You know what you could do? You could move them, but see, then they're kind of defeating the purpose. You could move, yeah, I mean, if you move them, you've already gotten your hands on them, you're defeating the purpose of having a smart mailbox and that convenience there. Ultimately, here's the deal. I'll put it bluntly, Joanne. If you want to keep these emails for these other people to see, they're going to have to sit there.
Right, but I don't really want them on my regular email. They bother me.
Yeah. Then either you're going to manually move them out of your inbox into a manual folder that you create, and we talked about that, or
right.
You have a smart mailbox and you leave them in your inbox. And you just
Okay.
you know, I've got plenty of emails that come into me that are just basically invisible to my eyes. I don't even see them. Yeah, but there's no way around it. What's that?
Okay, and the other question is, remember when you were here, you said to delete from all mail, that I'd be able to do it if I did a search, because that blue all would come up.
Yeah.
And if I deleted it twice, it would go out of email?
Yeah.
I've tried 4 times and it's not going out of, I'm sorry, all mail. I've deleted it 4 times and it hasn't gone out of all mail.
I thought I was going to make it through
I know
tonight.
what we did before, but I was thinking the easy way, that maybe I could get some out of all mail by doing the search and then the delete 2 times, or 3 times, or 4 times. It doesn't delete though.
Joanne, I really thought I was going to make it through tonight without having to talk about this all mail mailbox. I really.
Yes, again. I'm here to haunt you every week.
I'll say this, Joanne. I'm going to pause on that. I'm not going to answer it because I'm going to lose my mind if I do tonight. And I know just to be fair, I've got these other people that I'm going to try to hit their questions. I know that we can come up with a solution. I know that we can, and I want to solve it for you. But I think that I'm going to go into a big, dark, deep hole if I dig into this all mail folder tonight. Is that fair enough?
Absolutely, but I'll be back here next Monday.
That's fine. That's fine. If you had turned your camera on early, then you would have been first in line. All right. I'm going to keep going. I'm sorry I'm taking so long with everybody this evening. I'm going to pause for a moment and jump back down to my friend Sarah that I had skipped over a little while ago because she needed to turn that other one on, and she's turned the Clay account on. Sarah, and then we're going to come back to you, John, and hit this Pogo thing. Sarah, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. So, Sarah, I muted the Clay laptop so that you wouldn't have this reverb going on. So if you haven't already, you can turn the volume down on your Clay so you don't hear me out of both of them. But let's jump over and take a look at this Clay, and let's see if we can find out why that is not controlling. You should see a request to share your screen on the Clay laptop. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Okay. Yep, I see. There's no camera connected at all. All right, if you would go to Spotlight.
For the record, it works when he does. It works when I do photo booth and anything else.
That's what I was going to ask.
Not to bring it up ever on this.
Okay, all right, hold on to that. Give me a second here. Let me do a little research on this.
I looked it up already. It said I might need like a firewire cable or something.
No, you should still be able to detect your camera.
Yeah, I'm trying to use the built-in one and it just won't connect properly. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and the FireWire camera, that's kind of old news at this point. Just for everybody's, the Sonys often don't play very nicely, but pretty much all other digital video cameras play pretty well with iMovie. The Sonys would record into this proprietary MPEG-2 not proprietary. They would record into MPEG-2, and that would have a little bit of a problem with iMovie. It would have to split the video and the audio. That was a nightmare. But I think they've come around, and I think you can set it to record in MOV format and stuff. But nowadays, you can still import video over a USB camera. FireWire was what it used to be. You could have that. But I'm wondering why that camera's not detected. Now, the other thing is that GoToMeeting right now could be taking the camera.
Well, but it's.
No, but this happens like when I have all applications closed.
Right. Right.
So
Let me see. Let's see. Give me a second. Movie. See if I can find a quick fix here. And you're, yeah, that looks like the most recent version.
Yeah, because remember this, I mean, we got this at Christmas, this MacBook.
Let's see. My dog's saying hello. Give me just a second. I keep getting a phone call. I'm going to pause for a second and let somebody know that I'll. Okay. Let's see. Have you tried it in a different user, Clay? Have you gone into a different user and tried it? So the first thing you want to do is create a test user for yourself. Do you know how to do that?
I may need a refresher, but.
Okay, well, you don't have to do it right now, but what you will do is we'll go into System Preferences, create a test user, and see if the camera shows up in the test user under iMovie. That will tell us, is the problem globally wide over the computer, or is the problem specific to the user? So that's the first thing. Let's see. Go right now, if you would, under the black apple, choose About This Mac. Now go to System or More Info. There we go. And we want to open up. Now go to System Report. I think it's going to be under USB on the left-hand side. Select USB, and let's see if the camera shows up there. I think it's under USB. Yeah, there's the FaceTime HD camera, so it's seeing it.
Yeah, I don't think it can see it. iMovie doesn't in iMovie. So.
All right, then do this. Oh gosh, how do I do this? The next thing we want to do is reset what's called the System Management Controller, the SMC System Management Controller. When you turn the computer off, unplug it, hold it down, hold the power button down for about 5 or 6 seconds, and then let it go and restart it again. So again, you're going to turn the computer off, unplug it, hold the power button down for about 5 or 6 seconds, and then power it back up again. That resets the system controller. Let me make sure that I'm right on this. Actually, I'll tell you what I want to do. I'm going to send you an email on how to do it because I might be missing a step here. Let's see, reset. Can you, do I have your email address? I don't think I do. What's an email address I can send this to?
You can send it to, well, send it to him, Clay.
Yeah?
.Halligan at providenceday.org.
Okay. And I'm going to put a copy into that. Read over that. That's going to give you the instructions on how to reset the system management controller. That's what Apple is saying to do if it doesn't happen. I would, if I were you, when you have a lot of time on your hands and a lot of patience, take it over to the Apple Store and have them take a look at it because it's a pretty easy little thing to troubleshoot. It's hard to do it over the internet like this, but It could be hardware. Before you do it though, run all your updates. Make sure that iMovie is up to date. But because I don't think the SMC, I don't think that reset to the directions that I sent you, I don't think that's going to help it. I think it's a deeper issue than what I can solve online here.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll investigate. I appreciate your help, and we'll search for that Nielsen net thing too.
Oh yeah. Now, if you want, we can probably try to take a swing at that right now. Let me go back over to you, Sarah. On your, is it on your computer? It's happening.
No, it's just on his.
Okay, on the one that I'm looking at right now, then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do it. Close everything if you would, except for go to meeting. All right. Go. If you'll do this, open up a Finder window. Happy face. Yep. Okay. Go to the word "go" in the top of the menu bar. This is a little geeky for everybody listening. This is a kind of a geeky thing. This is a little higher than what we might normally be talking about. I like general questions. This is kind of specific. Go to computer. Now, give me the third column view. So above, yeah, thank you. Yes, the third view. Thank you. Third view. Yes. Okay. Macintosh HD. Select library. Go to, let's see if you find a folder called Internet Plugins. Yes, choose Internet Plugins. Above. Not the disabled ones, but yes. Nielsen, any Nielsen in there?
There is a folder right here, net site.
Yeah, let's take that and toss that folder out. You can command delete or drag it to the trash either way. I do want to go back to that Internet Plugins folder.
Yeah.
Okay. Remove. Man, let me see if I can control your computer here. Let me see. Give me a second here. I'm sorry I'm slowing down on everybody here. That's what happens when you go into your second hour. Let's see. Who in the world? Who? Oh, here we go. There we go. All right. Do you see a request for me to control your screen?
Yeah.
All right, let me. Okay, got it. This will just be easier than me describing each one of these to you. Do you have kids?
Me, no.
Okay. The reason I ask is this is sort of a cartoony kind of thing, and this would have been installed if somebody went to like Play-Doh.com or something. It's not necessarily important for us.
I played it as a child.
Okay. All right, put your password in and clean that out. But we're not done. Okay, now go to, well, I'll do it. Go to the word go. Let's see if I can make this happen from here. Yeah, good, awesome. All right, we're going to go into the infamous hidden library folder. Now I'm going to go to the same area. This time only specific. That's okay. That's fine. Let's see. Basically, we want to remove all evidence of that, but it lives in very odd, weird places. I'm going to peruse through here. Site Nielsen. Can you drag us down on this folder? I can't drag. Can you drag us down on that folder? In this area over here. No, I want to go lower on this row. Lower on this far row. So, no, the one to the right of that. There we go. Thank you. Keep going all the way down. Okay. All right, give me a second. See, I feel guilty that since I'm not able to solve the iMovie problem for you, we're going to try to at least go the extra mile here on this.
Thank you, everyone else, for putting up with us.
It's teaching us too.
Let's see. Yes. Let's see. I feel like there's a folder I'm missing. That's where I'm looking it up right now. Open up Chrome, if you would.
I think it's gone. Does it used to pop up?
Oh, did we fix it?
Yeah, it's gone.
All right, problem solved. I was going to go another step, but we're good. We're moving on. All right, excellent.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna work on the thing and maybe see the Apple Store and send you anyway.
All right, we're going to go back to John now. John, thanks for your patience. Second time around. All right, bye. So now with this Pogo issue, John, right? Okay, I'm going to ask to see your screen. You've got this Pogo plugin problem that is not allowing you to use this website. So if you would go to that website for me right now. So, open up Safari. And I think we placed a bookmark on the desktop and as well as in the little bookmarks bar going across, I believe. Yeah, we did. So
There it is. See where everybody plays bingo, or everybody wins bingo to the right? It says play.
yeah, go ahead and do it now if you would.
Now watch what happens when I hit play. See that?
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm gonna check it out. Okay, don't do anything yet. Just okay. It's a simple way of saying, hey, there's a clickable item there. In your computer now. All right.
We've never seen that before.
All right. Click to always trust. Before you click that, click to always trust. Yeah. Yes.
What'd you do, Scotty?
I don't know. I've done about 1 million pieces of reading. I don't even remember. But I'm not sure it's working yet. So let's just run it and see.
Cross our fingers.
Yeah.
Want me to hit play now?
Yes. Yeah. Pull the trigger. Hit that again.
We're getting another squall line over here. I may lose you.
Yeah, it's really bad over here too, and my dogs are asking to go out.
I've got probably 4 inches. It's snowing like crazy here. There it is. There it is.
Hey!
Touchdown.
You're a winner. You are a winner.
Okay, well here's the thing, John. I'm not sure we're out of the water yet. We just enabled the plugin. The plugin was disabled. We enabled the plugin, but I'm not sure that it's going to stay enabled. So what you need to do is turn your. We don't have to do it right now, but you need to turn your machine off, turn it back on, then go back to Pogo again and try to do this. I have part of me is saying that when he turns his machine off, that plugin may go inactive again. So I'd like to make sure that it's running. So why don't you do this? Quit Safari now. just go ahead and quit Safari completely, and then go back to that website. All right. I think everybody else pretty much bailed out, except a few loyal people just hanging around. While he's doing that, I certainly apologize to anybody that if you were waiting to get another question answered, but I did get around to everybody at least twice, I think. Did anybody else have anything while John restarts his machine?
Well, Scotty, you have your homework to do for next Monday.
I think you sent me. Did you send me something a few minutes ago?
No, I did not.
Homework for.
No, I did not. I agreed to be patient until next Monday.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I tell you what. Go ahead.
I have a question. Because you skipped me, but that's okay because you're helping my dad.
Yeah.
I very much appreciate it. Is there a way to... Okay, mute that.
It's fine.
Is there a way to make the screen, text, and mouse itself bigger? Because he's having a hard time seeing. You know, I could figure out how to make it bigger in like Gmail, but just the body of the email. But like, is there a way to command the entire computer to get bigger?
Yes, there are a couple different things we can do. All right. So, John, she's asking this question on your behalf, I believe. So.
Yeah, I got into the bingo, so that's working now.
Good. All right. So her question is how to make the screen larger and just be able to see things a little bit bigger. There's two different things, or a couple of different things we can do. First, I'm gonna drive here because I'm out of time, so we're gonna go to System Preferences, and first thing I'm gonna do is make the mouse, the actual cursor arrow, larger, and that's done, I believe, in Accessibility in System Preferences under let's see, should see key mouse, I believe it is. Maybe mouse options. It might be assist. No.
Yeah, I got all that, but I could not find it for the mouse size anywhere.
Yeah, I'll get it in a second. I'm brain dead.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I tried solving all questions on my own, so we didn't have them, and I got stuck on these ones.
No, you did a good job. Let me do it on mine because actually I have mine enlarged here.
The Windows discussion forum, I followed the directions that they said, but they had different stuff than what me and my dad have, and we're on the highest you can go, so I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I'll get it. Give me a second.
Switching to this 32, Scotty, when they make another improvement, that's not going to change anything, is it?
Oh, I can't say yes or no on that. Who knows?
Okay.
The world is leaving Java, by the way. Java is old, and the only people that really use it are sites like this. You know, Java's not something.
They have a lot of problems.
Yeah, Java is not by any means something to rely on.
But I could switch that 64 back the way you did it. I hope Shirley was watching.
Oh, no. I had no idea what he...
Well, it's all been recorded, although in the recording I'm going to cut out that middle section so that anybody that does watch this on YouTube's not going to, they would never sit through me staring.
If it stops working again, is there something that he should try?
I don't know. I don't have a very good answer. I'm kind of brain dead at the moment. It's kind of like taking the SAT for 2 hours here.
Maybe he shouldn't close out of it.
No. Let him do his thing. Why am I? Oh man.
Yeah, I played every single day since 2004.
Well, now you're back. I think you're going to be okay. Okay, I've got to get my head back into the game here. Yeah, they've changed this in 10.8. I haven't gone in here since 10.8, I don't think. Daryl, you with me?
Yeah.
Dig around while you can, if you would. Dig around for increasing the cursor screen size. I've got it increased. It's in
cursor? The cursor or the screen?
Just cursor right now.
Just the cursor?
Yeah.
All right.
I for some reason I am not finding it. Maybe we put 2 heads on it. Google is always smarter than I am.
I searched Google too, and I had no luck.
Yeah, I had Shirley searching for trying to get the letters bigger. I can't read my mail. They're so small. And she looked and looked and looked, and she said, "We're gonna have to ask Scotty."
It's easy in 10.7. In 10.8,
I almost wish I didn't do the update because so many things are different.
Mountain Lion. Okay, all right. Here we go. Purposes, systems. What? Accessibility, display. Accessibility, display. Display. There it is, right in front of me. I'm an idiot. Oh
Me too.
gosh. Yeah, I'm done here. Display. There it is. All right. How's that? Daryl, it was right in front of me. I just wasn't. I'm out of.
Too big.
All
A
right,
little
great.
bit smaller.
So we're gonna shrink
A
it
little
down
bit
some.
smaller.
Okay, I'm gonna go there now. Let me have control again, if you would. And I'm gonna shrink it down to the middle section. How's that?
Go a little bit smaller. Right about there. That I can see good.
Okay, that's cursor size. Now, there's two different ways to kind of get to this other question. There are two different ways to make the web page larger. We could increase the entire real estate of the screen. We could make the whole screen bigger, or we could just increase the text size of a page. So in other words, leave the screen resolution the way it is, but let's go to something that makes a little bit more sense, like CNN. So we're going to go to a website, like a news website that has a lot of text and not really as many pictures. And I'm going to show you how to increase and decrease the size of the text without us getting into the resolution of the screen, because I really don't want to do that. Did we?
Right.
Now we,
The text is what I need to be able to read.
Yeah, yeah.
See how small it is, like former university?
Yeah, it's
That's
taking me a
what my
second.
email looks like.
So here's what you do when you're on a website. The pages, the numbers, or I really can't think anymore. I'm out of gas. The words on the page are too small. You can use the
Right.
command
Right.
plus and the command minus to increase or decrease the size. So if you hold down the command key and hit the plus, that screen size should jump up. Let's
that's
see.
another problem, Scotty, though. That was one of my other questions is he doesn't have any command buttons on his keyboard.
Well, we'll find the right command key. But you see how the text is getting larger there, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Show me, can you hold up your keyboard that you've got? Can you hold that keyboard up? Okay. Well, I can't see the detail. On the left hand, and I don't need to. On the left-hand side of the space bar, there are a couple different buttons.
Yeah, the CTRL, the one with the Microsoft logo, and ALT.
Okay, so do this for me, all right? I'm going to close that window. If you would, move your mouse over to here. I'd like you to, yep, right there in the desktop area. I would like you to hold the one closest to the key, to the space bar. Hold that down and click one time. Okay, and then click. Okay, nothing happened. All right, move your finger over to the one next to that. Hold it down and click.
Click, you're talking about click on the mouse?
Yeah, just click on like in the water there. Click. Okay, move to the farthest one.
Second one,
Yeah.
nothing. The third one, there's something.
Okay, that's your command key. So now that we know that, that's the key that you use to open up commands. So now that we know that, we go back to a browser. Now when you want to increase or decrease the size of the text, you will hold that key down with plus or minus. So you hold the key and then tap plus, tap plus, tap plus, and it will increase the size of the page. Try that now.
The plus, you're talking over the equal, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Nothing. Okay, let me do it. This page might not do it.
Would it work for his emails?
Yes, the same command would work for
What about
email.
Emails.
Let's go to a page that's more reasonable than this one. Let's go to CNN or something, New York Times.
He's gonna go out and get the iHome Mac keyboard, but we noticed that with that speech and dictation, that keyboard doesn't have the FN key on it.
Yeah, you can reconfigure it. That's okay.
Okay, good. So it's good for him to go get that keyboard.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because then it'll work with all your shortcuts.
Yes.
That's the Bluetooth with USB port, Shirley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell you what, we're going to make this easier on you. All right. How about that, John? Now, if you want to increase or decrease, just go to the big A or the small a. How about that?
Cool.
Click on it now?
Yeah, when you have a website and you want to increase the size of the text, just click the big A.
You gonna tell us in your video how you did that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I answered this question for somebody else earlier today. I'll go over that right now. Yeah, excuse my brain. I checked out about 20 minutes ago. I'm sorry. And I've got my family here sending me messages saying, when are you going to be done? So I'm getting a little preoccupied. If you ever want to customize, and this will be the last thing I do tonight, I'm going to get out of here. If you ever want to customize the toolbar to any Mac application, so let's say you're in Mail and you want to add a button to the top. If you are in Safari and you want to add a button. If you're in Pages, which is Apple's version of Microsoft Office or Microsoft Word, and you want to change these buttons, you go under the word View, and I'm going to use yours, John, to control. You go under the word View, and that can be in Safari, in Mail, in Pages, and you're going to see Customize Toolbar. If you select Customize Toolbar, that gives you a big palette of all these different buttons that you could put up there. So let's say if you wanted a shortcut to look at your history, you could take that History button, drag it and drop it and put it up there. Or if you wanted to have a shortcut to print something, you could drag that print icon and put it up there. So all of this is available, again, under the word View in the menu bar, and you choose Customize Toolbar. You could try that in Mail, Pages, Safari, lots of different applications. All right?
Scotty, are you putting it in prime real estate?
It's not It's not really in the prime real estate. And to answer that question, let me kind of get out of here. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to jump back over to my computer so we can see this. When Joanne's talking about the word, when she uses the word prime real estate, what she's really talking about is I use that when I'm talking about websites. So your prime real estate area is down here. In other words, the most important websites. Up here in the higher level, either to the right or to the left of your search engine bar, that's where you would drop it.
Oh,
So
okay.
View, Customize Toolbar, you find, let's say I'm going to put the print on here, you take it, it's not going to go in the prime real estate area, it has to go either to the right or to the left, and then you've got that left-hand side. And the same thing is true if you want to remove it. Let's say, gosh, I hate that button. I never use it. I want to get rid of it. Under the word View, Customize Toolbar, and then once that loads up, pull it out. Pull that out, and it goes poof away. All right?
Let's stay up here now, Scotty, so if I just wanted to increase the letters, I can just click on that?
That's right. And that's only going to happen in Safari. All right, and I think that's the browser you're using most of the time. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here for tonight. Thank you for attending. I'm sorry it went so late. I normally don't go this late, and I'm gonna probably try to, because we have more people. I definitely need to start cutting it off a little bit earlier. But I wanted to spend a lot of time getting John worked out, because I know he was really worried about going to the Mac from Windows and things. I had talked to Cheryl, and I know he was nervous about all that. So, John, I want you to feel welcome with with the community here, and please come in anytime. All right. But remember, you get what you put.
Hi, Daryl.
Thank you,
Bye.
Scotty.
All right, we'll see ya.
Thank you, Scotty, I really appreciate it.
All right, bye.
The organizer has ended the session, and this